Hey everybody, it is Sunday, February 14th. It is Valentine's Day, and it is time for my sketchbook review. And now it's late this week because I did a promotion video earlier this weekend, and I really didn't want the videos to be competing for views, so I kind of split them up anyway, and the file had been corrupt, so it kind of didn't leave me with much choice. I wanted to get something up, and I didn't have a chance to film until right now. So here's my actual sketchbook review this week. It's kind of light because I've really been focusing on what was promoted, which is the Harp and Stars forum. I've been doing a ton of writing over there and just having so much fun that I've kind of been neglecting my doodling, but not really neglecting my doodling. I've got a lot of ideas rolling around in my head right now, but I also have commissions that I'm working on, which I actually need to get done. So in the meantime, and I can't show the commissions, the commissioner requested that I not show the work, and I totally respect that. So for now, that's kind of going to be off to the side, and I can't really show it. And oh yeah, there was digital work. I did quite a bit of digital artwork this week, so you guys can go visit my my DeviantArt, my Tumblr, my Instagram. Maybe my Instagram, not really my Instagram. And you can see that stuff there. What I think I'm going to do is, because when I recorded the promotion, I kind of figured out how to record straight off my desktop with QuickTime. And I think what I'm going to go ahead and start doing is that I'm going to show my digital work that way. But I think I'm going to make that into one video because I do so little amounts of digital work that it doesn't justify doing a weekly video on. So maybe like once a month I go over all of my digital stuff. I think that that's pretty fair. But alright, let's go ahead and get straight into this because I know you guys have been waiting all weekend for it. I did two different things this week. I really had an itch to use my Copics, and that means I pulled out my Tarlock sketchbook because this is kind of like my sketch Copic book, if you will. I like the paper with my Copics, so I tend to use it. Now, it is rough paper. It's actually really not good for marker work. It eats your ink like nobody's business, but I still like it, so I use it. So yes. So here's kind of where I started. I wanted to do some, well, since, like I said, the Harp and Stars thing was released earlier this week, I really wanted to get some artwork done for it and do some fan art because, I mean, I do a little bit of fan art every week for it, but kind of a little bit more to the forefront of my mind right now because of the release and everything like that, so it is what it is. And just so you guys know, I am going to have all of the links to that, to Harp and Stars, their roleplay website, their Patreon and everything. I'm going to be keeping that in my description below. You guys can check it out anytime. It's going to be available through all of my videos. And again, they're not asking me to do that. They're not paying me to do that. I'm doing it, again, because I support the project. Why else would I be spending all of this time doing fan art and everything for it if I didn't support it? But alrighty, let's go ahead and take a look here. I started off with Doodle a Piper just to kind of revisit the character herself. And the idea is she was just kind of sleeping and leaning on a windowsill, waiting for somebody potentially. Who knows? But I just kind of wanted to do a quick warm-up sketch of her. And then I got straight into my Copics. I want to talk a little bit about my Copic process since this video is going to be kind of shorter. Because I was talking with A over there at Harp and Stars, and I showed her the artwork, and she was like, oh, no, it's so cool that you leave the sketches in. There's a reason for that, as I feel like, and I think I've explained this before, when it comes to sketching and marker work and things like that, I feel like when you take out the sketching, regardless of the color that you use, red, blue, green, black, gray, whatever, I feel like it takes away a part of the work because you're taking away that initial buildup. I understand cleaning up the sketch, which I do that, but I leave the actual underlying sketch in because I feel like it is an integral part of the artwork itself, and it's a personal preference of mine. Now, when I do actual commissions and send artwork off to people, it is clean artwork, it is straight inked lines and marker. But for my own personal stuff, I do leave the sketches in because I feel like it's nicer. But let's talk about the piece. This right here right quick is Piper. She's just kind of chilling in bed reading an anatomy book. I kind of gave her a sleepy look, like she's really forcing herself to stay awake just a little bit longer, but ultimately sleep is going to win out. I had a little accent there with the brown, but what can you do? this turned out really cool. This was a nice little detail that I added on there, and one person caught it. So, I mean, I'm glad somebody caught it, but I was like, I don't want to have to point it out, but I have to point it out. It was one of those. This one is Lawrence Coleridge from Harp and Stars. We'll see. I mean, Piper is from Harp and Stars as well, but she's Mad Levy. Lawrence is from Harp and Stars. He's a police officer, and he's one of the playable characters. I live streamed this one, and it turned out really well. I am always hesitant to work with blue because I struggle with it. It's just one of those colors that I can't seem to blend right, depending on the tonality of it. But this one turned out pretty good. I mean, it's still a little bit blotchy down here, but again, this isn't the best paper. It's not a blendable paper, so the paper itself kind of messes with the ink, and if you don't know how to kind of counteract that, it just kind of looks blotchy. And this is like a sketchbook to me anyway, even with my Copics. Even though it looks like a finalized piece, it's still a sketched piece as far as I'm concerned. So I'm not looking for perfection, and honestly, I feel like imperfect work is more beautiful than a finalized, completely digitalized, flawless piece. But anyway, yes, this one was live streamed. People really liked it. There's one Lawrence fangirl out there I know of. She popped in for this. She was very happy. But I added a little bit of detail to the badge here and a little bit of shininess, because the joke is that like his mother doesn't let him out of the house without his clothing being perfectly straight and his badge being the shiniest one on the force. So I don't know, I just thought it was funny. But his father is a commissioner anyway, so he kind of has to live up to a standard. Poor guy. Did a really good job on the little bit of hair right here, just like, And I don't know, just something about the wideness of his eyes and the expression that I was able to get. Like, I think the mouth needed work. It needed to be moved up. It needed to be moved back a little bit. It's just kind of a little bit too much down and angled, but at the same time, it's like, it's not such a big flaw that it's your main focus. I mean, it's my main focus because I did the piece. I'm gonna see all the mistakes. But the eyes themselves, like, I'm very happy with them. They're very wide-eyed. They're kind of like, I wasn't going for surprise, but I was going for friendly, and I feel like I hit that pretty good. So yeah, and again, with that blue under sketch that I left in there, it kind of adds a dimension to the piece that you otherwise wouldn't have if they were just completely gone. You would just have that line there, but this kind of gives you direction, almost like you see what the artist's plan was, and yada yada yada. Just, I could go on forever about it. But this piece in particular I'm very happy with. And all of these are going to get cut out, I've decided, because I scan them, but the binding prevents me from scanning them correctly. I can't get them completely flat even when I weigh down the book. So I'm going to actually cut these out. I hate doing it because I have no place to put them, and I feel like they're just going to get lost and wrinkled and destroyed. And if I'm going to take the time to make these, I kind of want them to be nice. And that's why I was keeping them in here. But because these turned out so well, I want to scan them to get nice flat copies. And then maybe I'll just throw them in a folder or send them off as gifts. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, so the next one on the docket is Father O'Malley, and OMG, Father O'Malley. I like the character design, and I like the backstory, which I just kind of happen to know. But the one thing that's confusing me, and I probably should have cleared it up before I even did this, I don't know which side his marked eye is supposed to be on. He kind of has an off-color eye as a genetic thing. Not a genetic thing, but like just a, because he's a mouse, so like he can have patchy blotches of color on his skin. It's not wrong. But I'm not sure if it's on this side or this side, because I've seen it on both. It depends on which artwork I'm looking at and from what time frame, so I'm a little confused on that. I think it's on the right side because I was going off of the actual production art, so I'm hoping it's on the right side. I really like how the hair turned out. The hair shape that he was given was a bit confusing to me. Like, I understand it in my mind, but at the same time, it's like, how am I gonna shade that? So I just kind of went with it, and it actually turned out really good, especially like this part right here. It makes me very happy because he's got gray going on, and that transition from a color to gray typically in people is very clean cut, and I feel like I wanted it more blended with him, and it worked. I mean, it turned out really nice, so totally happy with that. Again, blue under sketches left in there, and with him I was worried it was going to look muddy, but after the ink dried, it kind of, I don't know, it kind of gave it a little something extra, so I'm very happy with it. I did mess up on his hair up here, so I just kind of blocked in some black and then went around it with a black background. that's kind of cheating, but at the same time, it's like, hey, at least I recognized a mistake and made adjustments for it. And that's 90% of art. But yes, this turned out really good. Like the expression and I was going for an intense expression, kind of like you know, dealing with a parishioner who necessarily isn't a good person, but isn't a bad person. It's kind of like you have an intensity when you're addressing them of, I'm not going to put up with the crap you're saying, but I'm going to listen and give you the guidance anyway, because that's like, that's what you do. But that's kind of what I was going for, was just kind of that intense, like, son, just get it out, tell me, so I can tell you what you did wrong and we can move on with that sort of thing. But yeah, this turned out really nice. I really enjoyed this one. And then I started making mistakes. What the problem happened was I thought I had the right colors for Liz Rain because I was going off on my swatches, but my swatches are on a marker paper and this is not marker paper. So the ink absorbed a lot quicker than I expected it to, and I didn't move my marker fast enough. And with the flesh tones, I tend to work slower because I do try to layer and I do try to blend. So he ended up a lot darker than he should have. Liz Rain is half. His mother is full black, and then his father is Irish, and he's completely white. I mean white, like albino mouse white, but not albino mouse, if you get what I mean. He's a white mouse. So he is literally in between. I didn't, and it kind of had a yellow undertone to it when I was looking at it, and I was like, I don't know if I have anything. My E15 might work, but that's almost too white, and I don't want to do that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to be searching for extra colors, just to kind of continue with this side project that I'm doing of doing like the portraits of the characters. Other than that, I mean, I did make a drawing mistake, but I was going to kind of clean that up in the background with the adjustment to the art like I did with Father O'Malley. Problem is, I got to this point, I saw what the skin was doing, and I was like, it's way too dark. And when I showed Al, she was like, you know, that's fine. And I was like, no, it's not accurate to the character. So I scrapped it, but she did point out that the colors were correct for his mother, and I was like, all right, you know, I can do his mother. That's doable. But yeah, it's too bad because it's actually a really nice picture. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, it's just the wrong colors. So then I tried to draw him again, and I was trying to give him this mischievous look, and he just looks full on evil and psychopathic. And I was like, no, even too evil. So that was scrapped. And then I did Charlotte, and I love Charlotte. Like, the character Charlotte altogether, I adore the character. I want to read more of the backstory, but I'm trying not to spoiler it too much for myself because there's so much to look forward to with everything. I don't want to kind of grab at everything I can and then have nothing to look forward to. But I'll probably look into it anyway. So yes, and with Charlotte, her expressions tend to be like, everybody else seems to have clean-cut, full expressions. Charlotte does not. She kind of has what was described to me as resting bitch face. And I know people who are like that, honestly. So to me, it's like not this new concept. I know people who are very flat, visibly, like in their facial expressions. But that doesn't mean that they're like upset or angry or anything like that. They just don't express themselves that way. And that's fine. So I dig Charlotte a lot. The green was a bit of a challenge because I was worried I wouldn't have enough enough contrast between the shading and the light colors, the base colors. But what ended up happening is I kind of figured out the pressure behind it, and I was able to just kind of give a general brushing of the ink and then go in with the marker to allow it to saturate a little bit more to add in those shades. So it turned out really, really nice. And just, oh, look at her. Look at her. Isn't she adorable? Mama Charlotte. Mama Finnegan. And then this actually kind of came about yesterday. I wasn't planning on doing it, but I did. There's an active roleplay going on right now between Piper and a new OC to the board named Armand. How do you pronounce it? If I was looking at it, I could pronounce it correctly. It's French, though. Anyway, his name is Armand, and he's just a fancy bat. And I was like, you know something, let's do it. Let's just go ahead and doodle someone else's OC. I did ask permission. They gave me permission, so it's okay. And I tossed him in this. I used a W8, I believe, for I grisailled this because I didn't have the right color, the right dark color that I needed. So I did an underpainting of, or an undermarkering of W8 Copic, and then I went over it with my Prismacolor, what is it, Crimson Red, just to kind of give it like that dark red look. So it turned out really nice. And Piper just looks so stinking adorable. Look at her. Again, that's why I want to cut this out, because when I scanned it, like this whole section right here is bowed out and it kind of warps how she looks. And I don't like that. And real quick, I'm going to close my door because Aaron just came. Okay. Sorry about that, but I'm not cutting it out. And real quick, these sketches. This, I guess, is going to be a full sketchbook review. Ha ha ha, shows what I know. Once the board launched, I decided I needed to start sketching Piper a little bit more. So I grabbed my scratch pad and went to town. And this was the first sketch I did of her, and I nailed her on like the first try. Ooh, that sounds wrong. Anyway, but I got the character down right, and this is just basically her looking innocent, and she's just saying, you know, I haven't touched anything. I technically haven't broken a crime. And that's like her whole thing. It's like, to her, she's innocent until she's actually taken something. Even if the intent is there to take something, as long as she hasn't done it yet, she hasn't broken the law in her eyes. I did a real quick little pose of her kind of looking all sexy, kind of pressed up against a wall, maybe sliding down. Like, I don't know why she would be doing it, but whatever. Little sleepy pose over here. Let's get into it a little bit more. Little sleepy pose over here. This one is my favorite. One of my favorites. It's pout factor times 100. That is her superpower, is her poutability. I love it. I was watching a YouTube video, and there was a toddler in the YouTube video, and they had some other toddlers coming over for a play date. And as I was listening to it, I was only half listening to it, but they said the name of the toddlers that were coming to visit, and it was Lily and Piper. And I was like, Lily and Piper. So I had to stop, go back, and find out what was actually going on. I had to rewind the video. Rewind. You don't rewind that. Yeah, I had to play back the video. And sure enough, it was a Lily Piper. And I was like, oh my God. I have to draw it. So I did. Lily and Piper as little toddler mice playing together. Because sometimes these things just happen. No regrets though. Look at how cute. Like Lily in particular turned out super cute. Piper, she's kind of a little bit... Her eyes are just almost a little bit too big, but it's okay. And that's what it is. And then here we have my OTP, Piper and Lizraine, of course, macking on each other, because that's what they do. Well, not right now, but whatever. No, I seriously like this couple. I'm so excited. Like, I already got some role plays going between these two, so y'all can go check that out if you want to read some budding romance. Slightly budding romance, whatever you want to call it. 'Cause I don't know where it's going to go. I mean, it could go completely south for all I know. Someone could come in and steal her heart. You never know. That's the great part about roleplay. But yes. Yes. My OTP forever. I'm getting his design down pretty good. I'm just having difficulty with his proportions versus her proportions, because in my mind she's much smaller than him, but it doesn't work out that way. She can't be too small. So I'm trying to adjust my own mindsets. Like, yes, she's dainty, but she's not tiny. She's actually on par with his height and size. So now if it was like her versus like Larry or something, there's a definite size difference there. But with her and Lizraine, it's pretty similar. They're both pretty, well, she's kind of waif, he's kind of slender, so there's a difference. Whatever. And this was a little idea I had just for funsies, because Piper's new to Empire City as the game has as the roleplay has started. She's just a new citizen, and she's looking for work. She tries to obtain honest work the first time around before she starts stealing and things like that. And she's looking for work, and some guy in the street tells her that there's a job for a girl like her at Patty's Pub, or the Mousetrap, if you will, actually is what it's called, I believe. And she goes there, but she doesn't realize that what he had said was there's a job for a girl like you, tryouts are in the back. So she doesn't realize what he's implying that being, because she doesn't know any better. So Lizraine clears it up for her. I just kind of have this thing where she's talking about it, and then he's like, oh, prostitute, and she's like, what? And then he just offers to give her tryout, and she calls him awful. I don't know. This was just a quick little doodle. I was something in my mind that I wanted to get on paper. And then, of course, here, this, now that I'm looking at it, I'm just like, ugh. Like, if I just had made her shoulder come down a little bit more, it would make more sense. It feels like her head is very squished and tilted. But sketches, guys, it's okay. These mistakes happen. If I wanted to make it a finalized piece of art, I obviously could transfer it to another piece of paper and make those corrections. I could also scan it and make those corrections, so whatever. But this actually happened in a role play where she sat down at the bar to talk to somebody, but Liz Rain just happened to be there, and he has no respect for personal spaces, so he got right up in her face and offered to buy her a drink. And yeah, so as the way it was worded out was he leaned in and she immediately was leaning back. So really what I wanted to have was a more dynamic curve of her turning out and him turning in, and I kind of failed to do that because I got so stuck on the details. Really what I need to work on is my S curves and things like that, the under curve of the body shapes, because I feel like if I improve on that, I'll improve on the dynamics of, and it'll give my people, like my mouse characters, my characters, whatever, it'll give them like more motion to their posing. So yes, things to work on. I'm glad I'm learning that these are the things I need to work on. I used to be really good at it, and then I just kind of got lazy. And I think that's it. Yes, it is. All right. And this has gone on long enough. So if you guys liked what you saw, feel free to like and subscribe, comment below. Again, I apologize for, you know, how little there is this week, but keep in mind I am working on commissions, and because, you know, I need money to pay my bills, and I had a promotion to do, and I actually did colored works this week, which I have not done. As you can see, I have not done colored works in a very, very long time. So yes, enjoy these colored works. They are a thing of beauty, and they do take some time because I'm very careful with how I lay my colors. But yes, that is it for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please check out the Harp and Star stuff. My promotion video is right there below this video, actually. So by all means, please go check it out. To the people who have checked it out, because I kind of keep an eye on the guest count at the bottom of the screen over on the forum. And I'd like to think all those guests are mine, but I'm sure that they're not. But I do keep an eye on that, and I have noticed some traffic over there, and I'd like to believe it's because of my video. But if you have gone over there and checked it out, comment below and let me know. Tell me what you think of the site. Tell me if there's something you would like to see or something. I can always pass on that information. But yeah, go ahead and visit the site, and for those of you who have gone, thank you so much. I mean, again, nobody has to register, nobody has to join it. It's the same with the Patreon. No one has to donate or anything like that. But that's my plug, and I think that's the last time I'm gonna like sit here and talk about that plug, because, you know, it's my sketchbook review. But I, again, am so excited about the project I can't help myself sometimes. But all right, like, subscribe, comment below. Thank you guys for watching. Oh yeah, one more note. I hit 5,000 viewers, and OMG, that means that I have to have another contest. So I'm gonna rack my brain and try to figure out what I can do for a contest prize, and then I'll probably do another giveaway pretty soon. So keep you guys' eyes open for that. I'm excited to do it. I didn't expect it this soon, and with my unemployment going on, it's kind of an issue. But if I get enough views on my YouTube, it kind of covers the expense of that. So there will be potentially another giveaway coming up here very, very, very soon. I just need to kind of figure out what it is I want to give away first, and how many winners I want to have. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. Thank you guys so much for that, by the way. It warms my heart. You guys have no idea how awesome it feels to have that many viewers, and to know that you guys visit me every week just to kind of look through my sketchbook, which is kind of cute. But all right, seriously now I am going to end the video, and I will see you guys in next week's sketchbook review.